Just doing a little bit of retail therapy. I won't say where though. Hi everyone, it's Mike here. So yesterday, Monday, Ian and I had a little trip out, drive down the motorway to IndigoBlu HQ, mainly because we both needed a couple of bits and pieces. We needed to stock up on supplies, but also because I'm now officially on the international design team, I also popped in to pick up my first stash of IndigoBlu products as part of that design team. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you what I picked up, my haul if you like, from IndigoBlu yesterday. So the first thing that I'm just going to show you is obviously I've stocked up on the IndigoBlu Gesso, so white gesso and black gesso, or as they call it, Gesso good. So black and white. Almost out of that. My other pot was so empty you could actually see the plastic at the bottom of the tub, so I was desperate for some new gesso, so I stocked up on the black and the white. So I recently did a project with the Luscious powders. One that I don't have or didn't have in my collection was the porcelain. Now this is, as you can see, a kind of a whitish or an off-whitish iridescent pigment powder. Now this is one that you can add to other substances to give you that kind of shimmer, create spritzes and that kind of stuff with it. This comes in a larger sized pot than the normal sized Luscious powders. Let me see if I can just grab one out of my collection down here. So that's a normal sized pot of Luscious. The labels come down. So that's a normal size pot of the Luscious. So the porcelain one comes in a much bigger pot. So standard size is 25 mils, but the porcelain one, because there's so much more that you can do it to add to mediums, other paints and that kind of stuff, to turn them into kind of metallics and pearlescent paints, it comes in a 60 ml tub. So I didn't have any of that, but I do now. So that was that. So the next thing, before I go on to these paints here, I need to just show you some of the new stencils from IndigoBlu. So we have some new face stencils designed by Kay Halliwell Sutton, the creative director. So this is face number 1. It also has that wavy deckly edge. I suppose I ought to really take it out of the packet, haven't I? Just so you can see the full thing. There we go. So that's face number 1. So very, very cool. Face number 2, which I'll also take out for you. So that's face number 2. Actually, that'd be better if I just hold that onto the packaging so you can see it better. So that's face number 2. So obviously facing right or facing left, I suppose, or facing up. Yeah, okay, you get the idea. So that's obviously face number 1, so you can see it better when I hold it against the blue. And then we have face number 3. So if like me, if you're like me, I'm not all that good at drawing faces, then there is the perfect way to get started. So you can use the base and then draw in whatever face shape you want to with these things. So cool stencils, obviously on Mylar as normal. So we've got face number 1, face number 2 and face number 3, which I will add into my stencil collection. So because I've got those IndigoBlu have released those face stencils, they also, accompanying that, released a set of paints, what they call their portrait paints, and these are them. So we have, to go along with, I have used some of these in projects. I had what they call tester pots before, that were released before the actual labels were done. So we have the porcelain, so you can see the colour of that. You have fair. Let's put these in order of darkness. Then you have medium beige. So you've got 3 different shades there, and then you have a rouge, and then what they call the apricot blush. So those are 5 colours specifically designed for painting portraits. Now obviously you can darken any of these to whatever skin tone that you want to, just by adding other colours to it. So if I wanted to make this one even dark or even darker, I could add some of the apricot into there, or even bring out some of that hot cocoa brown and just mix some of that in just to get that darker tint if I wanted a darker skin tone. So you've got the porcelain, the fair, the medium beige, the rouge, and then you've got the apricot blush. So they're a great collection for portrait painting. So they go really, really well with those face stencils, which I'll put to one side there. Okay, so while we're on the subject of stencils, obviously we have some of the holiday season coming up, so it wouldn't be the same without having some seasonal stencils. So they've also released a word stencil, which is the snow stencil. I'll just open that one up as well so you can see what's on that one. Okay, so we've got Snow White Christmas Sparkle Glisten Jingle and Bells. So perfect for adding some quotes and things onto our journal pages, canvases, that kind of stuff. And then we've got Damaged Snowflakes. Open that one up too. Sorry, I keep forgetting, it looks better on the blue. Bag stuck, get off. There we go. So some nice kind of snowflake geometric kind of patterns that you can add into the background, or use modelling paste or flake or whatever you want to use on those. So it's great for creating some nice texture into the backgrounds of your projects. So, and then we'll also have one that's called Family. So on that you've got Family, Eternal Joy, or Eternal Joy, Eternal and Joy, Love, Cherish, Adore and Forever. So some nice wordage stencils there for adding to any of your projects. So those were the stencils. So next we start on the stamps. So the recent releases are the floral releases from IndigoBlu. So these are all very, very recent releases. So this is the Marigold and Peony. So this is obviously deeply etched red rubber stamps, already cling mounted but not cut out. Now in the UK we tend to just cut our own out. There is an option on the website to buy them that already pre-cut out. So if you wanted yours already pre-cut out, you can order them on their website pre-cut out. But you know, for storage and that kind of stuff, I just tend to leave these as they are, get them as they are. So that's the Marigold and Peony. Peony on its own with that floral. So this is a little bit larger, as you can see. So you can use and double up, different kind of image, almost but not quite the same. So you can use both in a project if you wanted to, or just use that and stamp it multiple times. You know, the world is your oyster. Wild Poppy. Again, you've got these lovely kind of florally bits to add as background bits. Again, deeply etched, already pre-mounted. Then we have Anemone and Daisy. So really cool addition, so you can use these as decorative items or build up really nice layered images. Flower Power. Quite like this one because you can use that in a corner as a point, you know, a decorative corner, oh, excuse me, and then you could flip it and do the opposite one as well. Very, very cool. Again, all deeply etched red rubber. And then we have another Big Butterfly. Now I already have Big Butterfly 1, and I did try and find it, but it's disappeared again. I used it recently on an art journal page, so it's probably in my drying place, where probably in the bathroom still, after I'd washed it. So yeah, another big butterfly. It is quite large. Let's see how, just whether I can grab a ruler just to show you how big it is. A really dirty Tim Holtz ruler here, look. It's 5 inches right the way across by about 3.5, approximately 3.5 by 5. So it's a real decent sized project, focal point for projects and also for decorating, for home decor. Decor, there you go. So we also have some Christmas stamps, Christmas stag with the droppy baubles and the birds sitting on the antlers. There's the deer forest. So it says the image 80% of actual stamp size. So it is actually a lot bigger. So again, from edge to edge, just over 5. It does do that, doesn't it? Yeah, just over 5 by, from the bottom to the top, 3 again. So a decent size for making greetings cards and things for Christmas. So there's those two, but there also is another larger set. This is the Christmas wreath. So there we've got some sentiments, snowflakes, and a beautiful wreath stamp with Happy Christmas, and then a lovely kind of mandala or doily stamp that you can use. Again, all deeply etched red rubber. Just try not to blind you, as you can see. So some cool stamps there to play with too. But that's not all, because what IndigoBlu have done is they've taken some of their best-selling stamp designs and have shrunk them down into smaller ones. They call these the collector's edition. So, and I have 8 of these. So we have bubbles, so little bubbles, again all deeply edged red rubber. So we have bubbles, we have a French script, personal favourite, cross hatching. These will definitely get used in my art journal pages. So I've got numbers, so random numbers, cool little stamps, and they do just fit nicely on like a standard sized, you know, acrylic block. So you can cut these out if you want to. And then we have Jane, just that square face. I think just that square face is absolutely brilliant. Circle dots, nice little pattern, and of course got to have the steampunky one, cogs and gears, and the final one, number 8, floral bouquet. Again, great for adding detail and layers to any kind of project. You know, you can do second generation stamping, you can emboss with these. Obviously the world is, you know, full of opportunities for using these at different, you know, for different techniques. So absolutely cool for those. Love them to bits. I also did pick up one of their dinky ones. I've got a little dinky rose. So I will cut this out and use that one too. Not part of the DT package, but, you know, still a really good one to have in the collection for adding nice layering and textures, but also stamping, cutting out and adding paper piercing, that kind of stuff. So those were the stamps. Now, what else did I get? Oh yes, paint mats. Now, they've released these, I'm not even sure what they're made of. They don't feel like silicone. They've got some kind of fabricy feel to them, but it's kind of plasticized. And these are what they're calling their paint mats. Now I did grab a couple. So these are kind of like a flexible palette for you to mix your paints. So you can put paint on, add a little bit of water, use it, and then just quickly wash it off. So it is kind of like a reusable, flexible palette, but it's non-stick, heat resistant. You know, so you've got the best of both worlds really, and they're small enough to just have at your side, and you can even fold them. You don't even have to have the full one. So you can cut them down, use it as a palette, and then sling it in the sink, give it a wash, and then put it away again. Or you could cut them up into smaller pieces. Absolutely perfect. So again, everything that I've shown you, my haul, the stencils, everything is on the website, although I couldn't at this point find what category the paint mats were under. So I will find out, and I'll mention it in a later video. So that was my craft haul from IndigoBlu. So lots and lots and lots of fabulous new stamps and paints and that kind of stuff for me to play with to create projects for the IndigoBlu blog and YouTube channel. And obviously I will share everything I create with you guys too. So hope you enjoyed that. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share the video with your friends, and if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel already, you can do so by clicking the button at the end of the video. That's all from me for now. I'm off to go play. I'll see you all again soon. Bye for now.